Okie dokie, artichoke. All right. So, um, I don't remember when the last time I made a video was. I did a live like the other day. But anyways, New Year, Happy New Year, 2026. Um, so I've been trading I traded last week. I think it was maybe Boxing Day or something like that. But anyways, kind of want to just talk about some trades I've taken recently. So today is the 6th of January, and I'm up 553, $553, 80, we'll just say 83 percent win rate. Longest trade was 6 minutes and 17 seconds. The profitable trades at 684 bucks. The losing trade is 85 bucks, which is right here. I just So if you don't know, like I'm a scalper. Um, I wish I would have held on to this position way longer than I did. But yeah, so let's get into it. So market opened. Um we market opened at 9:30. I'm about to say 8:30. And we broke above this high. We had some bullishness going on. So I was like, let me just see what I could get. So I think I made like 100. Yeah, I made 105 bucks. 105 bucks? Yeah, 105 bucks from here to here. This is NASDAQ, by the way. NASDAQ 5 minute chart. So we started getting this. I wanted to buy here. Um, and we had this move up, and then I was like, damn it. So then we came back to around the area I wanted to buy. So I got in here. It ended up being an 85 bucks loss. But let me kind of go a little bit more in depth with that position. So I had my stops down here, so I do have wide stops. Just to not potentially get wicked out of decent positions. And so what happened was I was in this position, and then I held on to that position, and I added on to the position. So I bought another NASDAQ contract down here. If you trade supply and demand, support and resistance, blah blah blah. It'll be easier for me to draw it over here. There we go. So I was kind of looking at like this is like demand or support. So I bought in again there, as you can see here. It was a little higher, but it is what I didn't do a limit order. I just got in market. So as you can see, price it shoot down. So let me say that I bought it here. It was like bam bam. Maybe it might be easier to see a minute chart where you kind of see that I was negative on the position. And then it just so happened to come back in my favor. So yeah, so you can see it a little bit better. So I was in this position. I think it was down like 500 or 600 bucks or something like that. Um, so I added on to the position, and it went against me a little bit, and then it kept going against me some more. So I think at this point I was down like maybe 1,300 bucks or something like that. And then we start to get back. I think my indicators. Sorry, I haven't used this in like a month. Where is the drawing tools? Anyways, I'm sorry, I haven't used Trade Evade. Oh, there we go. I haven't used Trade Evade in so long. So I think my break even was like here somewhere, something like this. Because I had this long position here, and then I added to the position here. So then my overall cost basis was like here, something like that. And then price was just going against me more. But I had my stops on. If price, and let me kind of go into this as well. So like when you're trading with negative, I guess risk to reward, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, how do you become profitable? I mean, like, some days you risk like 2 or 3 days worth of gains, and then when you take a loss, you just have to make those 2 or 3 days back. Now, you know, let's stay focused on this, and then we'll kind of go back into that. So, I had to position him by here. I was just like, man, I just didn't want to play with it too much. So then I was already like up the 553. Oh, and I also had some trades. I don't think it was this morning, but I think it was, yeah, it was last night. I only made like 30 bucks or something like that here. So it wasn't anything crazy. Um, I kind of just got the itch to trade when I was sitting on the computer. But as you see, those worked out. So it was like 30 bucks, something like that. So just in case you were like, how did he get to 553? If he only made 500 here, he made, would that be what, 605? Something like that. 605 or 105, 500. Yeah, it was 500 even. So yeah, 605. Um, and then, yeah, that does seem off. Oh, the contracts. And then I did have that one loss, the 85 bucks loss. So yeah, the commissions, not the contracts, but the commissions were the contracts. Anyways, so what would have happened if I, you know, let's kind of go back to the 5 minute. So what would happen if I take a loss? Um, okay, this is kind of a better example. So let's say I was long here and I had stops here or something like that, and I ended up taking a loss of like 2 grand or something. What I'll end up doing is I'll probably double up my contracts. So I'll trade like 2 to 4 contracts on the short position whenever I get the signal. So I wouldn't have been short just once I got stopped out here. Like I would need for it to break the 200 period moving average, have some momentum to the downside, have volume and all that other jazz. And then if I'm going in 2 or 4 contracts here, I could easily make the 2 grand back. So um I guess it kind of goes to what Tim Sosnoff says. You know, trade small, trade often, and then when you do trade small and get hit, you trade larger, and then and then trade often to save your P&L for the day. But anyways, when I kind of start doing more videos like this, I think, you know, let's click here. The yesterday's P&L was a little bit more, but there was also a lot more volatility, and it was a little bit more stressful. Because I remember I can't guarantee the trades because I don't have them on Tradeovate here anymore, and I kind of don't want to. Um, I don't know what's going on there, but anyways, we broke this high. I went long, got a little bit here. I also traded a micro. So I traded the Nasdaq Mini and got this on here and got out. But then I also traded a micro, and I think when I got into the micro, it was up here, and the micro was going against me heavy. It kind of like took away a decent amount of profits that I had in this quick scalp here. But anyways, I think I ended up adding on to the long position um down here on a micro. And then I was down even more here. So then I was like, you know what, let me try and trade the mini. And man, I got a signal. I can't even tell you it was like a real signal because this candle was like bullish, and I had a signal like this. You know, hang on, I can show you better. Um, oh, I can show you better. Oh, and this is a prop account, by the way. So when you see that simulation, that's why. Yeah. So I had a signal here, and I ended up buying like the absolute high of this candle, like an idiot. um. So then price moved all the way down here, and I mean, like I almost got the bottom of this candle. It was like here somewhere, and and my cost basis ended up being like the I can't hang on. I got the candles. Let me turn that off and turn. All right, I'm gonna just get rid of that way. All right, so yeah, so it was the open of this candle. So my break even my break even price was like right around here, and then the next candle like I got out here and it was like 500, maybe $600 or something like that. So I think for the past few days up $1,200 or something like that. And this is a prop account, Apex prop account. Let's see what we've done in the last week. That's weird. Oh, this week. Yeah, so like about $1,200, $1,300. So, in the last 2 days. Last week I was trading. It was holidays, and I wasn't really too sure how the volatility was gonna be. So I was like trading super small, and I haven't traded since December 2nd or December 3rd, and I took like 2 or 3 weeks off to spend time with my my baby, my gorgeous fiance. And I'm kind of just trying to ease my way back into it. I didn't want to just go in trading max contracts on when I take 2 or 3 weeks off. So trying to dust off the lactic acid in my brain to trade well. So yeah. Yep, and as you can see, it was some eventful days. Oh, here are the trades here. So yep. Oh, and so remember when your dollar cost averaging or averaging down your price, it still counts as a loss, even though you might technically be profitable. So we'll have to go into that as well. I don't really know the mechanics on like how it averages out your price and all that type of jazz, but I really do wish I would have held onto this position a lot longer. But anyways, that's probably a long video. It's like 15-20 minutes. But yeah, I wish I would have held on to that position from earlier today, because as you can see, that $500 could have been like 3 or 5 grand or something like that. So, but this is just the evaluation, so it's not a funded prop account. So yeah. But this is the account I will probably be using to keep up to date with the channel and everything. So wins, losses, bad days, good days, it'll probably all be done on this account. And I have like 3 of these, I think. Yeah, 3. And then this is just for Apex. I have some other ones that I don't know if I want to show everything, but at least with this one specifically, we'll show it. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. And to the family and friends that watch this, I appreciate your time and consideration in supporting this channel. And if you would, there's a hype button beneath. I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that and hype up this video. Yeah, so peace.
Man, even Jesus had a shooter, and God be having unbelievers that didn't mess up their demeanor. And yes, they know it's hard, they know, cause when they be up in those trenches, man, they show out. But what they do